Why true yogis walk slowly, talk slowly, and breathe slowly. A transmission on the still rhythm of awakened presence. Opening transmission. In a world where speed is praised, where achievement is measured by urgency, and where every pause is mistaken for hesitation, the yogi moves like the moon crossing a midnight sky, unrushed, untouched by haste. The true yogi walks slowly, talks slowly, and breathes slowly, not to appear spiritual, but because their very essence has merged with stillness, because every movement is a mirror of the infinite. This is not a behavior, it is a revelation. Today's sacred transmission opens the mystery of slowness, not as laziness, not as apathy, but as a direct expression of divine attunement. We will explore the still rhythm of awakened life, the silence inside every gesture, the radiance inside every breath. 1. The slowness of the ancient ones. Before language rushed, before calendars pushed, before modernity demanded speed from the body and nervous system, the rishis moved with the pace of dawn. They did not walk slowly for show, they walked slowly because they were listening. Listening to the rhythm of the earth beneath their feet, listening to the breath of the forest, listening to the quiet instructions of the divine unfolding within. To walk slowly was not a style, it was a consequence of inner stillness. Just as a bowl must be still to reflect the moon, the body must be still to reflect truth. Slowness was never taught to them, it was discovered by those who went deep enough. 2. Walking as embodied meditation. When the mind dissolves, the body no longer hurries. Why? Because all rushing is a symptom of mental fragmentation. Walking slowly is not about controlling the legs. It is about releasing the storm in the mind. The yogi walks as if each step is sacred. Not because they believe it should be, but because it is. Their body has become a temple, and so the movement of that temple must be unhurried, reverent, aware. To rush is to forget. To hurry is to leave the now in search of something unreal. The yogi has nowhere to go because they are already home, and so the walk slows down and the earth responds. 3. The power of speaking slowly. The yogi speaks as if each word is a prayer, not to sound spiritual, but because they have seen what speech is. Speech is vibration made visible. It is creative power flowing through the tongue. To speak quickly is to scatter that power. To speak slowly is to align it. The true yogi speaks from silence, not from mind. They allow the space between words to be as meaningful as the words themselves. Like a musician who has realized the power of the pause, the yogi gives the gift of listening before giving the gift of speech. And when they do speak, the words come from depth, not momentum. They are soaked in stillness and carry the scent of truth. 4. Breathing as the mirror of consciousness. Breath is not just physiological, it is spiritual. The way you breathe is the way you live. Most people breathe quickly because their awareness is scattered, but the yogi, having dissolved the mind in presence, breathes as slowly as a tree drinks sunlight. Their breath is so slow, so quiet, that it feels like the whole universe is breathing with them. And in truth it is. Breath is the bridge between the visible and invisible, between body and spirit. And so the yogi does not breathe for survival. They breathe for union. Their inhale is not for oxygen, it is for communion. Their exhale is not for release, it is for surrender. This is not a practice, it is a becoming. 5. The nervous system of enlightenment. Why is slowness so essential? Because your nervous system is the instrument of perception. When you rush, your system is in defense. When you slow down, your system opens to life. The yogi's slowness is not just external, it is physiological, cellular, energetic. Their entire body enters parasympathetic harmony, the state of rest, digest, and receive. This is why true yogis are radiant. not because they are showing peace, but because they are dwelling in it. Their slowness is not practiced, it is natural. When the inner winds are still, the outer body moves like a whisper. 6. The secret language of still movement. There is a reason true yogis seem to glide, why their gestures feel timeless, why even their blinking slows down. They are not manipulating the body, they have simply unhooked from the mind, and the body, freed from thought, returns to its original rhythm. That rhythm is not chaotic, it is sacred. The yogi becomes an instrument of that rhythm. Their walk becomes a mantra, their voice becomes a yantra, their breath becomes a tantra. Everything is simplified, purified, clarified, and in that slowness, the cosmos enters. Slowness as a path to radiance. Why does slowness create radiance? Because radiance is not glow, it is presence. Presence requires coherence, and coherence requires slowness. Just as a candle cannot flicker and illuminate deeply at the same time, a mind that rushes cannot see. When the body moves slowly, it reflects the light of awareness purely. That purity is felt by others, not as charisma, but as sanctuary. A true yogi glows because they are no longer scattered. They are gathered whole, here, and slowness is the thread that holds it all together. 8. You cannot fake this. Slowness when faked becomes stiffness. Slowness when real becomes grace. The difference is not in the speed, it is in the source. A yogi does not try to slow down. They are slow because they have become vast. Speed belongs to smallness. Slowness belongs to spaciousness. Only someone who has met the infinite can move without urgency, because once you know you are eternal, you are no longer in a hurry. 9. The still flame of the inner being. The yogi walks slowly, not because they are weak, but because they have become fire. A still flame dances without needing to be wild. The yogi has burned away distraction, and what remains is essence. Their voice slows down because it comes from silence. Their hands move gently because they are not separate from the breath. Their eyes rest upon the world like moonlight on a lake. Nothing is added, nothing is removed, just pure being, expressing itself in time without distortion. 10. True slowness transmits. When a true yogi walks through a room, the air becomes still. When they speak, people breathe deeper without realizing why. When they listen, others feel safe to fall silent. Why? Because presence is contagious. Slowness is not just a rhythm. It is a transmission, a field, an invitation to return to what we are, beneath the rushing, before the noise, beyond the roles. This is why yogis move slowly, because every movement is the dharma of stillness. Mystical reflection. Walk not to arrive, but to remember. Speak not to inform, but to reveal. Breathe not to survive, but to unite. Slowness is not the absence of movement. It is movement in the presence of God. When you're fully here, there is nowhere else to go. When you're fully now, there is no more next. And when you are truly still, even walking becomes a form of worship. This is the way of the yogi, not to withdraw from life, but to carry life so gently that even the air becomes sacred in their passing. If this transmission awakened something in you, if it reminded you of the still rhythm you once knew, then let this be your signal to return. Slow down. Breathe slower than you think is possible, and speak as if your voice was light. If you feel called to go deeper, into the path of inner silence, into mantra, into real practice, subscribe and join our sacred community of seekers. You are not alone on this path, and the stillness you carry will light the way for others. Members of this channel help support the creation of these transmissions. But whether you subscribe or walk alone, know this: the yogic path begins not with effort, but with remembering. Next transmission. The ability to stop a storm through stillness.